Chapter 5: The End of War and Reunion. At the gate of Konoha, two figures had just arrived. One of them take out a smartphone and said there's no mistaking it. He's here. Let's go, said the other. What are you doing here, Godslayer? Asked Shinigami. Dead silence until Godslayer. Asked Minato. Looks at Naruto. You don't know your own son is the Godslayer Minato? Asked Shinigami. Shinigami-sama, could you tell us the detail about just what do you mean by that? Asked Hiruzen. Are you that blind? A Godslayer is a highest rank of human. To achieve that title, you have to slay a god, said Shinigami. Wait, are you saying? Asked Kushina as she slowly looks at Naruto. That's right, Kushina Uzumaki. Your son had slayed a god and became the youngest Godslayer in history, said Shinigami. Yeah. Shout out all the onlookers. Niji, who was assisting Hayashi defending the village, said, I'm truly glad he didn't use full power when fighting me. So that explained all of those strange techniques, said Asuma. I was prepared to fight a Godslayer before, said Kankuro, shaking in fear. How are we supposed to know he's a Godslayer? Asked Temari as she also shaken. I never feel gladder for backing off the fight, said Shikaku as Gaara nodded. I have only one warning. Stay the hell away from him. A Godslayer is someone you do not want to cross, said Gyuki. Troublesome, said Shikamaru face-palmed. Oh great, so let out a Godslayer on your shitty mistake to Kakashi, said Anko, making Kakashi looks down. Wow, a Godslayer. How am I supposed to top that? Asked Kiba. Sasuke just clenched his fist in both anger and fear. Anger for Naruto has power he craved for, and fear that he could easily kill him anytime. Sakura just looks at Naruto with fear as she remembers before. If she angers him, then she might get herself killed, and there's nothing she can do. Okay, I guess forcing him to join is a no-go, huh? Said Of course, it is rakeage, said Inoki. Are you kidding me? So we fighting a Godslayer all this time? Asked Tayuya. God damn it, I can't move, said Sakan. You already want to run? I still want to play with you, said Alice as she gets closer to Sakan. Waha. God damn it, I can't move at all, said Yukon. Hey? So you're a 2-in-1, huh? That's good. That mean if I break one of you, you're still alive, said Alice happy. No. Get me out of here, said Yukon desperate. Too late, said Alice as she touches Sakan's forehead and crack starts to appear where her finger touch as it starts to spread out slowly. Sakan and Yukon scream loudly as the pain slowly eating their body. Orochimaru see that starts to panic as he tried to run, but Naruto uses Binding Claw / at Orochimaru, making him freeze. Naruto then said, now. You are not getting away that easy. Wait. I can provide you many things, said Orochimaru. You know what, it's too boring to kill you after all, said Naruto, making Orochimaru sigh in relief, but Naruto next word make his face strain of color. How about I take away all your ambition then? Naruto then put his hand on his head as Orochimaru memories start to disappear. Naruto then removed his hand and said, I have taken away all of your fruit research. You'll no longer be able to experiment on anyone anymore. And a last gift. Naruto then uses Mamuto on Orochimaru both arms. Orochimaru arms start to turn black then break down to ash. Orochimaru screamed loudly at that as Naruto said, I have put a curse on your arm. Even if you stick another in, that arms will be reduced to ash immediately as well. Hiruzen looks shocked at that. Naruto then just walk away and said, he's all your old man. Alright, said Hiruzen as he commands the Anbu to get Orochimaru. He then said, Naruto? Can you call your daughter back? I need his elite guard for information. As you can see, I don't think Orochimaru is fit for answering some question. Hiruzen motions him to Orochimaru as he looks like he had gone through the worst nightmare. Naruto then snickered at that and said, Alice, you can come back now. Alice was just about 1 millimeter away from a scared Tayuya as she looks back to Naruto and said, okay, father, as she skipped toward him. Naruto pat her on the head and said, okay, how about we get something to eat then? Alice nodded, but then, hold up. You never told me why are you here? And I don't feel like talking, is that enough? Asked Naruto, not looking back. The atmosphere starts to get tense as Naruto said, no need to worry. If I want to kill you, then you won't be able to stand there anymore. Now could you get the dead one back to where they belong? You don't want to have a talk with your parent? Asked Shinigami. I know more than enough, said Naruto. As he was about to leave, Kushina calls out, Sochi, making Naruto stop mid-step. Naruto just stopped there and said, Can you be quick? I want to have lunch with Alice, said Naruto. I'm sorry for putting this burden on you, said Kushina. Is that all? Asked Naruto. Naruto, Hiruzen told me that you'll resign after this. Is it true? Asked Minato. So? Asked Naruto. Do you truly wish that? Asked Minato. Yes, said Naruto. Then I guess I can't talk you out of this. It was my fault for entrusting you to Konoha after all, said Minato, looking down sad. At least you understand that, said Naruto. Just be careful in the future, Naruto, said Minato, smiling. Naruto just smirked and said, no need to worry, Dad, as he walks away. Minato looks at Naruto and smiled. Kushina then said, Is it okay, Minato? It's his choice, Kushina. I'm sure he will be happier outside of Konoha, said Minato. You're right. Our son is a god slayer after all. He won't be beat easily, said Kushina, pumping her fist. Minato turns to the Shinigami and said, Shinigami-sama, we're ready. Very well. Then follow me, said Shinigami as he opens the portal. Minato was about to walk inside, then he turns to Hiruzen and said, Hiruzen, I have to warn you. If the village try to make things hard for Naruto, don't expect me or Kushina to help you if any of you tried Edo Tensei. Minato, you can't. Shut up. I'll deal with you about the throwing him off the cliff in the future, Jiraiya. You better be prepared, said Kushina, angrily cut off Jiraiya. Jiraiya turns to Hiruzen, but could only receive, You're on your own, Jiraiya. So you're done, huh, Naruto? Asked a voice, making everyone turns to the source. The source is from a girl who is about the Genin's age, as she had a dark pink short hair and wearing a general coat with a hat. Think of it as the uniform that the Admiral wear, but the design is the SSS. The other with her is a girl who looks like an angel. The onlookers look confused at the newcomers, then Alice said, Yuri Kazan, Kanade Kazan. Kazan? So that mean? Said Kushina, looking at the two girls. Naruto looked shocked at that, then Kanade said, We're back, Naruto. Naruto then dashes to them and hugged them. He then said, I never though I'll be meeting you two so soon. You're late, said Yuri. Sorry, said Naruto, laughing. Ma, at least you still remember to look for us, said Yuri. Naruto, here, said Kanade, handing him a coat. Thanks, Kanade. I'm waiting for this, said Naruto as he put on his new coat. Think of it like samurai coat with SSS design. So these two are the one, said Hiruzen, looks at screen. It was then a civilian said, Kill those demon lovers. Then Kushina immediately dashed to said civilian and crushed their head with her bare hand. She looks at the surrounding with hair floating and said, Anyone else? The civilians keep quiet at that as they look at Kushina in fear. Minato turns to Hiruzen and said, Hiruzen, if you don't control the villagers, I'll rose up from my grave and go Hiraishin on them. Hokage be damned. Don't worry. I will, even if I have to execute some of them, said Hiruzen, looks at the stand angry. Jiraiya then said, But sensei, those girls will take him away. It's his choice. You want him not to? Do it yourself, but don't blame me if he throws you to the QB, said Hiruzen. Come on, you two. I'll show you the place to it, said Naruto as he leads the girls away. Hiruzen could only sigh as he orders the ninjas to clean up the battlefield. After a few days later, Naruto showed them many places, as also his house as well. Yuri was restrained by Kanade after seeing Naruto home. She was just about a second away from summon her demons to rampaging Konoha when she sees it. Right now at the council, they are now at shouting match. Then Koharu said, What do you mean by let him be Hiruzen? He's the village Jinchuriki. He can't just quit. And I will. He is a genin, thus by law, he can quit anytime, said Hiruzen, massaging his temple. But he's a Chunin now, said Hamura. Before he asked resign, he's still a Genin, so he allows to. Remember, he said after Chunin exam, regardless of the result, that mean he refuses to be Chunin and thus he's still a Genin and he can resign, said Hiruzen as he starts to lose patience. We refuse to let him resign, said Koharu. He resigns and that's final. I won't let you all anger him so he can summon Kyuubi out and destroy it, said Hiruzen. If he let the Kyuubi out, then why don't we try the jutsu Minato did? Asked Danzo. That would have worked if not for Naruto. Godslayer, remember? Asked Hiruzen. Then how about we target those girls? Asked Hamura. You are not getting even 1 meter near them. If you tried something, you can forget about asking me or any shinobis to help you to fight off an enraged Godslayer. Shout Hiruzen, releasing his ki. But Hiruzen. No but. Do I make myself clear? Asked Hiruzen, looks around with a look that said, obey me or I'll rip off your dick and feed you it. The council could only begrudging agree. Then Hiruzen said, and Danzo. I already know about your little group. If you try anything, I will break you down and hand you over to him. Danzo cursed Hiruzen for figuring that out. But he had to find a way as he walks out of the council hall along with unsatisfied councilmen. At the village, Naruto, Kanade and Yuri are now going to the Ichiraku. Many villagers seeing Naruto with hate, but they won't dare raise their hand against them because they afraid that Naruto might feed them to the Kyuubi. A drunk man passes by and said, oh looky here. It's the demon and his horse. Bang. Naruto aims his gun and blasts the idiot head off, making the head splatter as he lies down with blood leaking out. The villagers look scared at that as they look away and walk faster. The AMBU could only sigh as they clean up the mess, for the 20 times in just 4 days. Even though the Hokage had warned them, but it seems fell onto deaf ear. They then arrived at Ichiraku and said, I am Ne. The usual please. Okay Naruto. You 3 sit down while I take your order. Said I am. Naruto and the 2 sit down as they talk, so Yuri, you're the head of SSS Corporation? Said Naruto. Did you really think I will just sitting around and wait for you? I built the company and then find our members back. The other is no problem, but Kanade is the hardest. Said Yuri. I see. Said Naruto. Sorry for the trouble, Yuri. Said Kanade. No need to worry. I just glad we are back together. Said Yuri as she leans on Naruto left while Kanade just smiled and nodded as she leans on Naruto right. Naruto smiled at that, but then his face turned sour. Yuri then said, what's wrong? The king of Emo is walking here. Said Naruto. And true to his word, Sasuke along with Sakura and Kakashi are walking to Naruto. Sasuke then said, loser. What do you think you're doing wasting time here? Time to make me strong. Like I said before, I have no interest in any of you at all. Said Naruto. Naruto please reconsiders about resigning. Said Kakashi. Forget it. You don't care about me before? Why would I care about what you want, huh? Asked Naruto. Then hand me your power. A quitter like you don't need it. Said Sasuke. Huh? And why would I? Work for your own power. Said Naruto. Naruto baka you dare. Bang. Sakura was interrupted by a gunshot scratch her cheek from Yuri. Be careful what you said if you don't want to lose your head. Said Yuri as her eye gleaming over her shoulder guard with her gun in her hand still smoking. You dare. Said Sakura angry holding her cheek. And who do you think you are to ask me that? Asked Yuri amusing. Now. We came here in peace. Said Kakashi. Your intention is not like you said Kanade. Well, you're here to take Naruto away from his home after all. Said Kakashi. And why are you calling it my home? Asked Naruto. Naruto, your parent, is with Konoha. Surely. That's funny. I don't remember hearing the fourth said anything like that. Said Naruto cut off Kakashi. Naruto, you have to think through. Konoha is your home. Said Kakashi. It was then large amount of ki burst out scaring everyone. Sakura peed herself while Sasuke and Kakashi starts to feel sick. Naruto then said, watch your word Hatake before you make me lose the little patience I have left. It was then the Hiruzen appeared and said, Kakashi. I believe I told you not to get near Naruto for even a meter. But Hokage-sama, these girls are trying to take Naruto away, said Kakashi. Are you sure it not just you chase him away before, and now you want him back when you know him as your sensei-son? Asked Hiruzen looks at Kakashi. Figure as much, said Naruto. Or is it because Naruto got stronger without your help, Kakashi? Asked Hiruzen. Kakashi just looks away with that. Hiruzen then said, I see. Since you disobeyed my order, I'm now forced to do this. Kakashi are to be demoted to Chunin. Your team will be disbanded immediately. I won't have a ninja whose ego are as large as the Hokage mountain and a fangirl building that ego higher in my ninja force. That incident at Chunin exam already make me learn my lesson that I have been go too easy on this generation of genin. From now on, if any teams have this problem, they will have 1 week to fix it or they will be disbanded. Sasuke looked shocked and said, What? You can't do that. I need power to avenge my clan. Too bad, boy. I am the Hokage, so I can, said Hiruzen, challenging him. Ha 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 ha. Took you long enough, said Naruto, laughing. This is all your fault, said Sakura. Tried to punch him, but Yuri already aimed and shot her shoulder, making her fall down screaming. Do you really want to be killed that much? Asked Yuri. Genin Sakura, or should I say civilian Sakura, if you're intent to hurt another civilian, I have no choice to charge you, said Hiruzen. Sakura stopped on her track as she retreated back. Hiruzen turns to Naruto and said, Naruto, could you and your girlfriends go to the Hokage office? I would like to discuss with you about something. Naruto raised his eyebrow at that, then he said, Wait until I'm done with the ramen first, old man. Hiruzen smiled at that and said, That's okay, my boy. I was thinking about enjoying some ramen as well, as he sits down. Hokage-sama, what would you like? Asked Teuchi. The usual, please, Teuchi, said Hiruzen as Teuchi starts to preparing. I am carried out a tray and said, Here you go, you three, enjoy. I'm waiting for this, said Naruto as he and the girls dig in. Hiruzen smiled at that and looks at behind him and said, Well, what are you waiting for? Get out of here and don't bother Naruto and his friends again. Kakashi had dropped down as he dragged both Sasuke and Sakura as he dropped them at the academy, much to the protest of the two. After that, Naruto, Kanade, Yuri and Hiruzen go to the office. Naruto goes inside seeing the pervert and said, What is he doing here? Hiruzen could only sighed and said, He's related to what I'm about to told you, Naruto. Naruto looks confused at that. He looks at the Hokage behind his desk and said, Okay, so what do you want, old man? It's about your resignation, Naruto, said Hiruzen. If you thinking about abort it, then I'll leave with them by ourselves, said Naruto, motions to the girls. Naruto, please reconsider, said Jiraiya. I have nothing to reconsider at all. So, old man, can you tell me quick to shut this pervert up? Said Naruto, points at Jiraiya. No, you too. I have no intention to abort Naruto resignation, said Hiruzen, shocking Jiraiya as he continues, but before resigned, I want you to help me with a favor. A favor? I did help you capture the most dangerous villain for you and you still want more, asked Naruto. I thank you for that, Naruto, but the truth is I'm no longer fit to lead Konoha anymore, said Hiruzen. Huh? What do you mean by that? And if those council try anything, they will become Alice new toys, said Naruto. Hiruzen and Jiraiya shiver at the name of that little girl. Hiruzen then said, No, it's not like that, Naruto. As you can see, I'm too old now and I need a successor. Okay, so what does it have to do with me? Asked Naruto. I see. You either want Naruto to success you or your new successor is related to Naruto somehow, am I right? Asked Yuri as she crosses her arm. That's right, Miss Yuri. I'm surprised at your insight, said Hiruzen. I can't lead a corporation if I don't have something like that, said Yuri. But since Naruto doesn't want that position, that mean you want Naruto to look for your successor, right? Asked Kanade. Yes, Miss Kanade. It's just like you said, said Hiruzen. So why is he here? Asked Naruto, jerk his thumb to Jiraiya. It's because I want you and Jiraiya to go and find her, said Hiruzen meekly. I'm sorry, it seems I have something in my ear. Could you repeat that again? Asked Naruto. Look, Naruto. I know you don't like Jiraiya and all, but I assure you, If you cooperate with Jiraiya to find my successor back, then I won't ask you for anything else," said Hiruzen. "Why do I have to? What use is this pervert?" asked Naruto. "Brat, I have a spy network that will help track down Tsunade," said Jiraiya. "If the only good for this guy is the spy network, then I can do better," said Yuri. What do you mean by that?" asked Hiruzen. "How do you think I know Naruto is here? I have my own spy network and my relay information faster than you. Just give me the detail about her, and I'll have the location right away," said Yuri. "Bring out her phone." What is that?" asked Jiraiya. "Something to help me get information, that's all." "So, Hokage, can you tell me about your successor?" asked Yuri. Well, her name is Tsunade Senju. She is about 50, but her apparent is still at her young. She also travels with a black-hair assistant named Shizun with her pet pig as well," said Hiruzen. "Okay," said Yuri as she calls in her phone and relay the info. She then turns off the phone and said, "Found her. She is at Tanzaka Gai." "That fast?" asked Hiruzen, surprised. "My is not old-fashioned style at all, Hokage," said Yuri, smirking as she shadows her eye in her hat. "I guess so, huh?" asked Hiruzen, laughing lightly. "But sensei, we won't be sure if it's true or not," said Jiraiya. "Then go ahead and check your spy network. Don't blame me if she already leaves by the time you receive the info," said Yuri, smirking. "For now, how about you three pack first? After this you can leave Konoha immediately," said Hiruzen. The three nodded as they go back to Naruto home. Jiraiya then said, "Sensei, are you willing to let Naruto leave just like that?" "This is your fault, Jiraiya, so don't blame me. As much as I want him to stay here and success me, I rather not upset him anymore," said Hiruzen. Jiraiya unable to make any comeback as he low his head down. Hiruzen continues, "What are you standing around here for? Check your spy network, Jiraiya. Do you want to lose Tsunade?" Jiraiya then hurry check his spy as Hiruzen massage his temple and sighed. Meanwhile, Naruto, Kanade, and Yuri on the way. They then make a turn to a place where no one present. Naruto then said, "Come out. I know you're there." "I see. You truly as sharp as I think, Naruto," said a voice as two figures with black cloak and red cloud jumped down from the hiding. Naruto then said, "So what's the occasion, Itachi? I don't think you're here for sightseeing. Not to mention go with someone like Kisame Hashigaki," said Yuri. Looks at the other. "I see my reputation is well known for a little girl like you to know me," said Kisame, laughing. "Regardless, Naruto, we are here for the Kyuubi. Summon it and give it to us," said Itachi. "Why are you sound like you can beat us easily?" asked Naruto, confused. "Maybe because we can, brat. Now how about?" Bang. Yuri shot past Kisame's cheek and said, "Don't be a party popper like that. How about getting to know each other in a few rounds first?" asked Yuri. "Oi, Itachi, look like fighting is the only option now. What will we do?" asked Kisame, smashing his sword down. "It seems like we won't be walk out of this without a fight. Just try not to overdo it," said Itachi. "Understood," said Kisame as Kisame moves first to slash them, but Kanade intercepted him with her hand Sonic version 1. "Oi, girly. Fighting with a Churka blade is a bad idea," said Kisame, laughing, but then he finds out that the blade is not getting weaker at all. He then said, "Huh, that's weird. Why Samahata didn't absorb it?" "Worry about your surrounding first," said Yuri as she loading ice magazine and uses Myriad Arrow to shoot Kisame and Itachi, making them jump back. Naruto then intercepted Itachi and said, "Your opponent is me, Itachi," said Naruto as he uses Damascus Claw, slash him multiple times. Itachi managed to dodge, but some nick him as he jumps back and said, "Impressive, Naruto-kun. No wonder you can beat Orochimaru. But we need the Kyuubi for world peace, so surrender now." "Oh, so you use power for peace. That's hypocritic of you, Itachi. Considering who is in your organization, I'm not surprised," said Naruto. Itachi surprises at that and said, "How did you know?" "That pervert is not the only one with the spy network," said Naruto, smirking as he uses shock to strike down multiple lighting. Itachi dodged them thanks to his Sharingan, but then give Naruto an opening for Floral Gust, punch Itachi with wind, make him sailing. "Itachi, said Kisame, seeing the fight. Worry about yourself first, said Kanade as she starts to faster as she becomes nothing as a blur, giving Kisame multiple slash. Kisame jumped to the lake as he starts to make hand signs for Water Shark Bomb, but Yuri cut off his jutsu by using Glacial Blast, freezing the entire lake. Kisame, distracted by that, not seeing Yuri, shot his hands with Tathnum Shot, making him drop the sword as Kanade severed both of Kisame's arms in the flash. Meanwhile at Itachi, he plans for this one shot as he uses Tsukuyami on Naruto. Naruto then found himself in a space with red sky as he tied to a cross. Itachi then said, "It's over, Naruto. I can completely control time, space, and even all substance. For the next 72 hours. Ha 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 ha," was a laughing voice from Naruto. Itachi felt some uneasiness with that laugh, then Naruto said, "That's where you're wrong, Itachi. It's not me trapping here with you. It's you who trapped here with me." Then in instance, the space cracked and broken down to reveal a wasteland. Naruto then said, "Oh dear me. Did I say trapped here with me? My mistake, what I meant is you're trapped here with me, and them." As soon as Naruto said that, multiple beings that in Naruto Gauntlet start to appear. Kurama then said, "Hello Uchiha. I have been waiting to have you right where you are now." "Kakik, it's been a long time I have tasted a human," said Strix. "I call a dib on his bone," said Cerberus. Many demons start to march to Itachi. Itachi tried to dispel it, but it didn't work. Naruto then said a sentence that would haunt his nightmare. "Was what that you said? Oh right. In 72 hours, you will be teared apart by them over and over again. Have fun." As Naruto disappeared as the demons leaped to Itachi. In few seconds in the real world, Itachi screams out as he clutches his right eye as he looks at Naruto as he wonders just what kind of being is in front of him. Naruto then walks to him with his sword draw and said, "It's over, Itachi. Don't worry. I'll tell the duckbutt that I have fun beheading you." Itachi then spot Kisame also about to be killed as he summons the last of his strength to call out Susanoo. Naruto jumps back, raises his eyebrow at that as Itachi leaps at Kisame and swung his sword separate Yuri and Kanade from Kisame as he grabs him and run as fast as he can. Naruto and the girls try to give chase, but Itachi uses Amaterasu smokescreen them. Yuri could easily take down the flame with glacial breath, but Itachi and Kisame are nowhere in sight. Naruto then said, "Gotta admit, he sure know how to run." It was then Ambiu along with Asuma, Kurenai, Guy, Kakashi, Hiruzen, and Jiraiya arrived. Hiruzen then asked, "Naruto-kun, where are they?" "About time you're here. So I take it you know them?" asked Naruto. "Yes, Jiraiya informed me about them, thus I ordered him to teach you at the exam final break," said Hiruzen. "And he did a marvelous job, huh?" asked Naruto mockingly. "Never mind that brat. Where are they?" asked Jiraiya. "Obliviously, of course. They ran away and most likely no longer here anymore," said Yuri. "Damn. So you three take them on and force them to flee?" asked Asuma. "What else are we supposed to do? Let them caught us?" asked Naruto amusingly. "They are an easy opponent," said Kanade, giving a peace sign, making the shinobi sweat drop. "Now if you excuse me, me and the girls have to go back and pack," said Naruto as they go back to Naruto house. Hiruzen sighed at that and ordered the ninja to clean up the battlefield as many shinobis no Katan Jutsu had to defrost the lake. At the forest outside of Konoha, Itachi and Kisame are now resting. Kisame then said, "You okay, Itachi?" Itachi grabs his bleeding eye and said, "As expected. Using Amaterasu, Tsukiyomi, and Susanoo is a little much even for me. But it was necessary to escape from Naruto." "What happened back there, Itachi?" asked Kisame. "It seems the God Slayer title truly fit Naruto well. No wonder he can beat 5 Kage-level shinobis by himself," said Itachi. "Not to mention those girls with the brat is no pushover too." "What should we do now?" asked Kisame. "For now, let's us go back and report to leader. I probably can't use my eye for a while," said Itachi as they stand up and fled.